Students are demanding security upgrades after gunshots shattered dorm windows at Georgia State University. It all happened at the University Commons on Piedmont Avenue there in downtown Atlanta. Atlanta News First Yasmina Alston joins us live at 5 with what some of these students are proposing. Yasmina, they're fed up.
Alan, they are, and school officials are telling us that those gunshots were random and that they came from the interstate right next to the University Commons, but still students say the school should take some sort of responsibility. This picture shows the shattered glass after random gunshots hit the windows at the University Commons, a Georgia State University dorm. Ira Levenant says it happened late at night in a community room where students were studying.
It is terrifying. It's also something that we've come to just sort of accept. I think one of the scariest things is how there was obviously shock, but some students just kind of reacted like, what do you expect? This is Georgia State.
University President M. Brian Blake said in a letter to parents that no students were hurt and the shots appear to have come from the nearby highway. But for Levenant, who's part of the Student Government Association and represents student voices, that letter isn't enough.
School is basically saying that this is not something that happened on campus or in a student, but the reality is that it wouldn't have made a difference. This school has become complacent with the status quo of safety, and it's not something that they don't seem to be in a rush to fix.
Levenant acknowledges that the university doesn't have jurisdiction over certain areas around campus buildings, which are part of downtown Atlanta. But he tells me the student body wants to see school officials make some safety changes, such as bulletproof windows in at least the student housing. He points to other incidents on or near campus. More recently, a December shooting at Piedmont Avenue and John Wesley Dobbs. Neither of the victims were students, but it happened close to the school.
It's one thing to acknowledge that it's not their fault that this happened, but it is their responsibility.
In his letter to families, President Blake said they have recently funded millions of dollars in safety improvements, also working alongside the city. We also reached out to the university about the students' concerns. We're waiting to hear back. Live in downtown Atlanta, Yasmina Alston, Atlanta News First.